I heard a stat that you're averaging 11 hours a week at this stage.
Easily more than that.
I think it's because a lot of big global companies look at Australia as the test bed. That's a massive privilege.
The only thing stopping someone from watching your ad is a bad ad.
So don't make bad ads. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. This will
Very
be fun.
Yeah, I know. Are you excited?
Yeah. I've
Okay.
always had a lot of admiration for you, but also thought you're a bit of a wild one.
Ooh.
So
No,
I'm equally nervous around actually what can come out.
I'm listed Lara now, so I'm very
Listed
sensible.
Lara. The
very sensible.
ex-journalist Lara.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
I get to get my journalist.
Hopefully no skeletons
on.
of kind of going to be in my closet that come out
Well,
today,
let's
but we'll
give
find
it a
out.
shot. Okay, Andy, quick question. What is your go-to Uber Eats order?
Guzmani Gomez.
Oh, you will
Of
go far, my friend.
course.
You will go far.
Uh,
What is it, though?
Yesterday, actually, North Bondi Hill
Yep.
on Father's Day, best day of the year.
It is.
We ordered nachos and the corn chips and guac
Yes,
just to sit
nice.
there. We're drinking, so that was good. Sunday order could be a Guzmani Gomez,
Yep.
depending how I'm feeling. Otherwise, I love Japanese food.
I'm a bit the same. I'm mixed between Guzmani Gomez and Japanese. But, I mean, can you go past a Guzmani Gomez chicken bowl? No.
Of course not.
Yeah.
My
Next.
card. Oh, what do you love most about your job as a chief marketing officer?
We're very privileged, aren't we? What a job.
Yeah.
It is definitely, I believe I have the best job in the world. And we touched on it before, but I think the fact that you get to build something, and I believe I'm a brand builder, and seeing the growth of Guzmani Gomez and being a part of that is such a privilege. And watching the business grow, watching us open new restaurants, seeing revenue grow. I mean, it's just a real kick, seeing our creative kind of go far. Marketers, like if you look back, I always say it's really interesting back in the 80s, and we were kids, but the title used to be sales and marketing manager. And somewhere along the line, sales and marketing got split up, and marketing kind of became this reporting line of a whole bunch of metrics that didn't necessarily have anything to do with sales. And I think what I love is bringing sales and marketing back together again.
Nice.
Knowing that marketing can drive sales and being proud of it and accountable for it. So I think that's a very big piece for me, and that's why I love building brands, is because I can associate the brand building with revenue.
How do you decide which trends or cultural moments to jump on and which ones to leave alone?
Oh, that's a good one. For GYG particularly, it's not a decision. It's understanding our brand and where we fit. There's a lot of importance around speed to market and making sure that you are on brand and on trend at the right time rather than following. GYG is particularly a brand that likes to lead, and we don't look sideways. I've got an enormous amount of respect for our competitors, but I'm not too distracted by what they do. So jumping on trends, it's got to be on brand for us, and it's got to work
How quick do you need to be part of that conversation?
immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Like
so I've
10
got
minutes, 2 days?
No, I have a full team who are on social 24/7.
Yeah.
There's probably about 3 hours a day that we're off. And when you talk about being part of the conversation, being part of the conversation isn't always content creation. Being part of the conversation is being in the comments of your own TikToks and being able to come back at your consumers or your followers and be able to answer a question, or to be able to jump on something that is, really relevant at that time. The immediacy of social media is not late. It's not later talk.
Yeah.
You have to, it's not though. It is now. And if you're not on it, and you've also got to understand yourself, what's going on the platform. Yeah. So if you don't know it as a marketer, find someone in your team who is. Like, I think I would probably, out of any CMO, have the highest highest usage.
I heard a
TikTok.
stat that you're averaging 11 hours a week at this stage. on
It's
TikTok?
easily more than that.
Easily.
It's not because I'm looking for things. It's understanding where our core audience is.
Yeah.
The mass market is sitting on TikTok at the moment. That is where a lot of our consumers are.
Because there's a point where you see something happen, you're in the comments,
Yes.
you're getting into the conversation.
Yes.
At what point do you go, this thing's actually going to be bigger and we want to create around it? we want to go bigger on it again? How do you think through that process?
It happens quite naturally for GYG. We say yes more than we say no. And I think that's a really important piece when you've got marketing teams working for you. You need to be brave and be able to say yes and give people permission to jump on those moments in time and say we're going for it, or yes, we're going to do this. So that's a really big piece for me, is actually giving ourselves permission and taking risks. What about you guys?
Yeah, you know what? I think that we're really good at identifying timeless culture and working out how do we create a new story out of that? How do we shape it a little? How do we be a culture creator? Examples, the Wiggles were always part of Australian culture, and then we added another element to that story by bringing in Simon Cowell. I think Kim Kardashian is a big, huge icon in culture globally and here for good and bad, however you feel. Yeah. And we were able to connect that with Australian ochre culture. And so I think we're very good at the big stuff like that. I don't think that we've mastered the faster reactive moments yet. Yeah. We have elements where we've done it, but I'm actually trying to work out exactly how do you make it formulaic.
I think for us it comes down to storytelling.
Yeah.
And that is that journalistic background for me, where common sense is playing a very big part in TikTok these days. Like, you try and crack a big advertising problem and then you go and make a TikTok about it and it blows up 10 times the number of views that you could have bought anywhere else. And that's just because if you're a great storyteller and your brand has great stories to tell, it's amazing how much that authenticity resonates with the audience.
Totally.
And they love you for it. They love you if you continue to be real. Next question.
That's my question.
Here we go.
GYG ran a successful campaign on TikTok called Did You Know?
Yes.
How did you come up with that? And what was the biggest learning?
It was 60 facts in 60 days. There are so many amazing things about our brand. You know, the fact that our chicken is 100% free-range chicken, and we very proudly buy higher quality chicken, and we wanted to tell everyone. So it started off as a TikTok campaign, but we then ended up changing all of our media every day, the radio ads, the out of home, everything. So it went completely nuts. There were great talking points. It was about the brand being authentic, real stories. And I think that's redefined how we advertise now. Okay, ready? Here we go. Being part of a global brand like Uber, how do you approach localizing campaigns for TikTok so they fit Aussie local tastes?
Yeah, I think when we're thinking about actually how do we localize these campaigns or bring them to life with a real local culture on TikTok, what we've learned is compared to any other platform, creators are still the strongest performing for us.
I know.
So but celebrities have a really, really big role as well and can do fantastic. And so we always go for a mix of celebrity and creator and trying to work out how do we get them to pay homage to the idea of that campaign that we're launching at the time, but the freedom and space to be able to do it in their own way. I think and we're getting better at this. I think with the car share example that we had a few months ago, I think we unlocked something where we use the creators in a way with the celebrity talent better than we've done it before. So we got one of the creators that we used, Lockie, we got him on set and gave him a little bit of time with the talent, Valtteri, who was just phenomenal talent, and gave him some time with him so that he could actually do something in his own style and create around it, but have extra fame to be able to get some scale around that. But then we also gave him the keys to the car and let him kind of do a bit of a road trip with that himself for more content. And so I think there's ways that we can work with creators and integrate them into even the theme that we've got of that specific campaign and see the best performance overall.
There's so much around authenticity with creators, and there's real art in working with them. Like, it's not as simple as, here's my ad, can you please read this and then get me millions of views? Like, there's so much more in it. Note creative directors.
No, totally. And every time as well, we give them quite natty structure and ask them to fit within that. I find that it comes back fairly cringe as well, because inadvertently, if they're trying to work within an ad line or an ad structure, then they're going to kind of create this shit ad.
Yeah.
And it's not their fault. It's just that we haven't given them the space to do what they do really well.
Is it an ad or is it content?
Well, it's kind of somewhere stuck halfway in between, which makes it a bit awkward. I think when it works best is when you give them space to do what they do best, but then work out how you're giving them the opportunity to work with your brand in a way that is authentic for them. And loosen up the guardrails and be okay with the luggage not matching completely across everything.
1,000%.
Yeah. So I think that's working with creators around these campaigns so essential for TikTok, and we've seen amazing results from it. And I say also use of celebrity. And I think more and more I'm starting to think about, we have a lot of PR time with our celebrities that we use.
Yeah.
And we can get them on The Project or The Today Show or something like that. And you'll get 300,000 people watching that. If you get them with the right creator on TikTok, you might get multiple millions of people actually watching it. So how do you rethink your PR moments or the windows that you have with your talent for the scale that you can get now on some of these platforms?
Do you think people actually understand how many people are actually on the TikTok platform now?
No, they couldn't, right? I mean, marketers or the community?
It's millions.
Yeah.
And it's so sticky. The one thing I can say about it is, name me one other platform where you're not double screening. It's a sound on visual platform that you need to be locked into. And the only thing stopping someone from watching your ad is a bad ad.
So don't make bad ads.
Okay, final one, Andy. The hard part is over. Now let's have some fun. I don't know if you and I
I've been having fun.
Ditto. It's been great.
Yeah.
It's been great. And we've remained incredibly sensible.
Good.
Okay. Please draw your favourite trend from the past year on the whiteboard. You'll then take turns guessing what the other person has drawn.
That doesn't sound fun.
It's
I'm like, if you've seen me, I'm a left-handed boy.
I'm a lefty as well.
Well,
what is
there
that
we
about?
go. I think
Creative people,
maybe,
apparently.
but horrible whiteboard
I'm not
drawing
very
people.
good at identifying what a trend is because I'm so into
You're always on trend.
No, but I don't know, my kids wouldn't say that. But I've loved this. I don't think mine's a trend. I just think mine's a bit of a moment.
All right. Who's going first?
You.
I'll go first. All right. It's a very basic trend.
Ha 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 ha. Kamala.
What?
Kamala and her laugh.
Ah.
You think you fell out of a coconut tree? I don't know.
No. Just laughter. Fun.
Oh.
Humour.
Yes.
And I think this plays to that trend that's been happening where people are trying to take themselves a bit less seriously. Now people are looking for a bit more levity and I think humour and people are looking for more fun and ways to just alleviate the stress of life at the moment.
Well,
So
isn't comedy the number one most looked at thing on TikTok?
it definitely is for me.
Yeah.
By an absolute mile. And I think that it's becoming even more important. And so I think that's why brands like us have had some success, is because we don't take ourselves too seriously and we're able to have some fun with it. And I'm excited.
Even though we're very sensible now. Okay, I don't know if you're going to guess this. You ready?
Guy on the screen. Is this like concerts with with 3D animation and stuff?
Oh, you're so close.
It's like
so close.
What's the one in Vegas where
Guy
everyone
on the
goes
screen.
to the
It's
Sphere?
very. Think about something we were talking about early. Big
Taylor
moments
Swift?
in time. Yeah.
The Swiftie phenomenon?
Yes. Kind of. When she sings about the guy on the screen and then she sings about a guy on the Chiefs, and there's a big trend on TikTok of everyone, when Travis is in the crowd, that's her boyfriend.
Yeah.
When Travis is in the crowd, she changes the lyrics and it goes nuts all over social media.
She could do anything,
particularly
right?
on TikTok.
She could do anything.
I love it. She just brings joy. We need a bit of joy in
Did
the
you know
world.
she practiced for that concert by running 3 hours on a treadmill while singing?
Yeah, well,
What a
I might
nutter.
go home and train now.
Anyway, this has been a heap of fun.
It's been a blast.
Thank you.
It's always fun.
I've
catching
always
up
wanted to
with you,
hang
Andy.
out more, and it's been great.
Cool. Let's get on the beers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers.